And now Markadashi does get the first turn with the Litica. It does look like he does go for the S3 onto the Fire Politics as she does not have the immunity. Gets the defense break. Celine now has a skill nullifier. Gonna go for the Soulburn S1 into the Luna. And not even putting it below half HP. And it goes for another S1 onto the Luna. And now the Yuffie is locked and loaded. S3 goes out onto the Luna. Will it kill? And it does get the kill through the mitigation. She is now going to get the extra turn. S1 goes out. It hits. It doesn't kill. It doesn't kill even though it hits on the fire with the elemental disadvantage. Politis with almost 50k HP able to get the S3 off. This is going to be a huge turn. S3 goes out. No counter from the Yuffie. Falls Cecilia with the 36k HP. Soulburn S1 goes onto the Celine to guarantee a provoke. And now Abyssal Yuffie goes for the S1 with the Soulburn, kills off the Fire Politics, but not landing the attack down. Edward Eldrick is not online. This S3 with the 50% combat readiness will be half to 25%, unfortunately. Goes onto the Yuffie. No counter coming out either. Litica is now going to be able to get an S2 off if he decides to go for it. S1 instead lands the double bleed onto the Fallen Cecilia. Celine is still provoked. Misses.
Who will stand against me?
And now Litica does have the renewed will, but he does just go for an S1 to try to go for the bleeds again. And now Edward Elric gets another turn. S1 goes onto the Celine for the dual attack win condition. Does not get it. Spirit Eye Celine is now going to be able to get the S3 off.
Grant me power.
And that cleanses everything off. And now FCC does still have the S3. It can strip. Will it crit onto the Celine? It misses. No crit, no crit. But it doesn't strip off the immortality. Yuffie is now locked and loaded. Inner Abyss procs. Debuffs comes off. S3 trauma going out towards Alpha Bravo. And there's the S3, and now this is going to be the game, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how Alpha Bravo is going to be able to turn the tides. Yuffie now goes, and now game one goes over to Markadashi. Holy Giga Chat. Doesn't AB stand for account buyer? Holy Giga Chat. Holy moly, dude. What the ruck? And now Solitaria does get picked up on 5 to try to counteract the dual attack win condition of the Flan. And Fairy Tail Tenebria does get banned out by Markadashi. And Solitaria obviously does get banned out by Alpha Bravo to guarantee that win condition of the Flan every single turn. And now, Alpha Bravo will be moving first, getting the S1, potentially drag the Flan. And he does go for the Dreamlike Holiday drag, going into the shoe.
You really have no tact.
And now Flan is going to have a huge S3.
An enticing lure.
And now S3 does go onto the Urban Shadow shoe. Not landing the defense break, and the shoe does not get cut. He is able to go into hiding. Or she. Goes onto the DJB to apply a little bit of injury. And now Tori is going to be able to get a turn. Cascade not proccing on the first turn. Will it get the Cascade proc this time? She doesn't get the Cascade! That is terrible! The dual attack not able to kill off the DDR. And now Indomitable is going to come up from the Illinev going onto the DDR.
Will be the spear of protection.
And now the S3 goes onto the ARAS. It is Rise of a Monarch, but the barrier goes onto the shoe, not the DDR. Will this defense break? And it does. It just barely kills. It just barely kills.
I'm charging.
And now Crow is going to go for the S2 onto the Desert Jewel Bazaar.
On vacation. I told you.
Flan does go for the S1 as she has her S3 on cooldown. Desert Jewel Bazaar able to get another turn, but he does have S2. Will it strip off the shoe? It doesn't strip off the immunity. I mean, the stealth. Now, DJB, Alpha Bravo thinking about who to want to go for with the Flan drag. Goes onto the Illinev. Stun does land, but that does refresh the Rise of a Monarch barrier. And now Tori does finally get the Cascade going onto the Empyrean Illinev. Will it one-shot? It does not one-shot, but that does a ton of damage. Flan finally getting another S1, going onto the entire team. Finally, still not revealing the Shu, but the Shu does not have 5 focus stacks yet. He is looking in a very terrible spot. More chip damage coming out from the Shu. Crow is on with Indomitable and the defense buff.
Take this.
S1 coming up from the Tori. Kills 2 for 1, and that is going to be the game. Alpha Bravo taking back game number 2. And now Markadashi does go ahead and pick up the Fallen Cecilia and the ambitious Tywin locked in on 3.
Do I need my sword?
And Alpha Bravo locks in Tywin on 3. The blue Tywin versus the ambitious Tywin. Definitely not a pick that anybody was expecting in this tournament. We've seen the Dark Corpus, we've seen the Violet, we've seen the Rem, we've seen Edward Elric, but we're finally seeing blue Tywin with the Elagos locked in on 4 by Alpha Bravo. Now Elagos is going to be able to get the first turn.
It's unfortunate, but
S3 will go on to Lone Wolf Para. He does have the hit chance to land on her,
You hit me.
but it doesn't crit, which means that the martial artist Ken is not going to go on to her, or him rather. Seafan the Politics does go ahead and press the S3, providing with the rage buff onto the entire team and spatial temporal fan, hiding that Spirit Eye Celine. Soulbrand S1 goes out onto the Para, but it misses, but it almost kills through the death break, through the miss. No salvo from the Candy. And he does decide to go for the S3 on Spirit Eye Celine, not wanting to risk another lose condition into the double counter.
you bunks are worth my time.
And now Elagos does have a huge S1 turn here, but if he crits, this will activate that martial artist Ken. Counter from the Candy. Any salvo? No salvo. And now Tywin goes for the S3.
He's calling me.
This does finish off the Lone Wolf Para. Elbrus comes up from Candy. Any salvos?
Make sure
Procking the Elagos. Will it hit onto the Candy and kill her? It kills her. 41k damage. Tywin goes for the S3.
Can defeat me?
And this is going to stun and defense break as he does have rage. But Tywin is going to activate, providing the barrier onto the Spirit Eye Celine.
Who are you people?
And now Spirit Eye Celine is going to have this nimble sword going onto the Tywin, killing him off in one shot. Martial Artist Ken is going to go for the S1, but not able to break the barrier off of the Spirit Eye Celine. S1 coming out, stripping off the anti-crit, going onto the Elagos with Emoken, and now he full heals, but he's not in Sigurd range, so he just kills off the Elagos. Another crit goes onto the Emoken. Defense break. Sigurd heals, but he's still not dead with the defense buff. And now Martial Artist Ken cannot press S3 as that Celine is right around the corner. And now that S1 does not kill off the Tywin either, Soulburn S1 Celine should wrap this up. And there we have it, Spirit Eye Celine, the blue Tywin Gigabanger, completely dismantling Markadashi's draft. Alpha Bravo getting the first turn with Para, going for the S2. Lands all of the debuffs. And now he goes for the S3 with Rec Room Miranda coming right around the corner.
I'll prove my love to you.
Now Rec Room Miranda S3 does have a 1-to-1 multiplier, so with this attack buff, she's going to rip into Markadashi's team. And Divine Vessel does proc. There is Escort present. Will this be enough damage? It does go into the DJB. Conquer Lilius is going to be able to get the turn. And he's going to go for the S1. Does not quite drag the shoe. And now Tori's going to be able to get the Cascade. Goes to the S3 for the 3-turn attack buff and speed up. Soulburn S1 coming out onto the shoe here. And he gets one shot through the mitigation of Adventurer Ras. Soulburn S1 coming out onto the Conquer Lilius to stun. Rector Moana going out onto the A-Ras to try to finish him off, and she does. Bystander Hawaiian getting a turn, but I don't know if this will be able to do anything as she is reset. Conquer Lilius Sweet Miracle is on cooldown as it did proc on the first rotation. Tori goes ahead and kills off the Conquer Lilius, and that should be the game. S1 coming out onto the bystander Hua-Young. No counters. Another S1 coming out from Rec Room Miranda, but there is a counterattack this time. Killing off the Rec Room... Oh, not quite killing off the Rec Room Miranda. She lives with just a sliver of health. Payra is going to recycle the S3 with the Goblet of Oath. And now before Rec Room Miranda falls, she will get an extra hit in. And that is going to be the game, ladies and gentlemen. This Tori is going to rip into this bystander Hua-Young, I presume. And there it is. That is going to be a 3-1 victory in favor of Alpha Bravo, moving into the grand finals versus Higahashi. And we do see the Fire Politics get banned out on AB side, and Higa's Veronica does get banned out, taking away the defense break. And now into the game we go. AB is going to get the first turn with the Helion Lua. S3 coming out. Will we see the Provokes coming out onto Higa's team? And the Provokes do land, but it doesn't go onto the Frida, and Higa immediately surrenders. Game 1 going over to AB. And now Briarwitch, Iceria, and Celeste are going to be banned out by AB, taking away some of the really strong openers that Higa has repped throughout the tournament. And now Higa does ban out Blue Payra and Lone Wolf Payra as well. Two openers that we've also seen from AB absolutely use and abuse. And now Higa does go ahead and pick up the green Sid on first pick. Now AB hovering the Executioner Westwind Shuri. I don't imagine that he would lock that in.
For the future of the Wind Tribe.
Looks like some tuning is in order.
And we do see AB go with the Imperial Illinab and Bellion 1-2 in response to the Green Sid being picked up by Higa. And now Higa does decide to go for the Afternoon Soak Clan along with the Sea Phantom Politis. And now AB wastes no time, picks up the Fire Elegos with the Wanderer Silk, giving himself a 14 speed imprint. Now how is Higa going to respond?
Right. Shall we clean up?
Now Higa does go ahead and pick up the Green Vildred and the Fire Surin, saying, you know what, I'm not backing down from a speed race. I'm up imprints on you. I'm going to race that Elegos even if you have a 14. Because no matter what, as first pick, Higa is going to be up an imprint no matter what. Because he has the 10 from the Sid, 12 from the Vildred, 14 from the Fire Surin, and we do see Sagebond Sazan get banned out, and the Fire Surin, as the 14 imprint speed lead, get banned out on Higa's side.
Get rid of them.
And Elego still outspeeds the Sea Phantom Politis with the extra 22 speed imprint. And Alpha Bravo is just too fast. He's just too fast. And Higa is just getting dismantled by the gear gap in speed. And now going into game number 3, Blood Moon Haze and DDR do get banned out by Higa. Laya and Helion Lua get banned out. Sorry, Laya and Helion Lua get banned out by Higa. The Blood Moon Haze and DDR do get banned out by AB, and Higa picks up the Boss Sarunka as it is available going into game number 3. And without wasting any time, AB is now the aggressor. He decides to go for the Fire Litica and Spirit Eye Celine on the 1-2. And we do see Veronica get picked up by Higa with the Ran! The Ran on 3 from Higa. These guys are just not backing down. Every game is just a contest of the opening turn. And AB opts to go for the new Kid Aiden with the Abyssal Euphine on 4, bringing himself some combat readiness reduction in the Abyssal Euphine passive. And Aiden obviously having that evasion, having that combat readiness gain when he evades. But it all comes down to if he dodges. How will Higa respond here? And now here we go. We're going to see the Astromancer Alena getting picked up by Higa, along with Silverblade Araminta. And again, AB goes with the blue Tywin that we saw him use earlier today. And he made this unit look so good. And Astromancer Alena does get banned out, as AB is relying to have his Aiden and Abyssal Euphine get some counters off. Alright, into game number 3 we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we are going to see the Ran on RNL. He immediately goes for the S2. He does have the Soul Burn. He goes for the S3 now.
Are you ready? Don't forget this feeling.
He misses on the Aiden. Is there any counters? No counter from the Euphine. It could be on Aureus.
Take down anyone who would
RNL! The RNL comes out! We have not seen an RNL Ran in so long. S1 goes out onto the Aiden, it looks like. SBA is going to get an S3 now. And that is going to land the stuns and the burns on everything, also hitting the Aiden as well. And there is going to be the FF coming out from Alpha Bravo. And we are going to be going into game 3. Higa down 1-2, but not out of it yet. Now, as we move into game 4, ladies and gentlemen, 10 units that were in the last game are not available. We are now approaching 16 pre-banned units. And now Elagos and Belian do get banned out by Higa, and AB opts to go for the Fire Clan and Gala pre-bans. Immediately, AB wasting no time at all, going for the Desert Jewel Basar on first pick. A really comfort pick that he has gone with throughout the tournament. And Higa again going with the Green Sid opening along with BBK. Now AB is hovering to go for the AOL, but he opts to go for the C Panzapolitus along with the FCC, locking his mitigation on 3. And now how is Higa going to respond into the picks that AB has gone with? And Higa does decide to go with a Frida on 3, one of the picks that he's been really comfortable on throughout the tournament. And Fire Politics gets picked up by Higa as well. And we did see that AB did go with a Fire Politics earlier on in one of the sets. He wants to take that away so that it's not going to be a hard counter to the Frida. And AB locks in Bystander Huayang and Blue Shoe! And now Higa is going to be able to get the strays through.
Will I do anything?
And DJB outspeeds the Frida with the Sid imprint.
Power of the desert
Oh my days.
is with us.
But ladies and gentlemen, it is not going to matter. Politis will proc Astral Guide. It does throw out a little bit of damage. Politis is going to move forward. And he does go for the Soul Burn S1. Counter comes out from the Bystander Huayang, taking out the Politis, and now those souls are gone.
I present to you.
And now Frida is going to go for the S3. Sid has a huge job in front of him. Even with, he does not get the greater attack, but he does have the Soul Burn. Will this be enough damage to kill this Bystander Huayang? Almost. It almost kills. Strays gets the S3. This Fallen Cecilia will fall down, and it will take out the Bystander Huayang as well. That's a 2-for-1, and he does get the buff extension, so he will have the immunity. Soul Burn S2 to reset the cooldown. One shots the DJB! And now the Frida is going to go for the Soul Burn S1 with the barrier, and that is going to be the surrender coming out from AB. Shu was not the right pick. And now, going into game number 5, we are going to be reaching 30 units pre-banned. There are 16 total, and now there's going to be 4 additional pre-bans with 10 more. We're looking at 30 pre-banned units, ladies and gentlemen. It is currently a 2-2 series. Anybody can win it. Both players are ready. AB has opted to go for the first pick, and we're going to go right ahead. And we do see the Fire Litica and Amid get banned out by AB. And Higa also banning Fire Litica and Abyssal Euphine this time.
Let's bet on who's faster.
The Abyssal Euphine has been causing him a lot of trouble throughout this set. And AB goes with the Boss Runka first pick as it is still available. And again, Higa goes with the Veronica
spiritual energy here.
And Spirit Eye Celine does get picked up by Higahashi. AB hovering the Dragon Bride Senya here.
Come, I'll take your love.
And now we do see the Conquer Lilius get picked up by AB. And we see the Empyrean Ilnab get locked in on 3. Most likely wanting to secure his mitigation going into game number 5.
How should we do this?
Wow, and we do see Higa not backing down, sticking true to his roots with the Ran on 3. Now Higa walks into Requiem Morana, bringing him some souls with the Soul Burn, having the reset, not being worried about the Amiki 4th pick. A very, very strong bridge at that. And you're going to be able to set up a lot of the damage with Celine and Veronica and everybody else.
Now, bring it on.
And now we do see Disciplinary Prefect Arya get picked up by AB, along with the Seaside Bologna. And Higa locks into Silverblade Araminta, immediately gets post-ban, and Higa goes for the post-ban for Disciplinary Prefect Arya. But that was an absolutely amazing 4-pick by AB, as that would force Ran not being able to soul burn, which he's going to be really heavily relying on so that he can get those defense breaks.
I always give my
And we did see the RNL earlier on. It does outspeed the Conquer Lilius. He is going to go for the S2. Soul burn is available,
you can do.
but he did not put the Ran in front.
That's enough for me.
What is going on? Alrighty, so we do see the Frida and Strays get banned out by AB. And Higa is going to go with the DJB and Fallen Cecilia pre-ban. Immediately, Higa goes ahead and picks up the Sea Phantom Politis, with so many of the openers not available going into Game 6. Sea Phantom Politis' power is just at all-time highs, right? Luna's banned, Eligo's banned, Payra banned, Lomo Payra banned, Conquer Lily is not available, Ran not available, the list goes on, so on and so forth. And so her power is at an all-time high. Now AB is hovering the Fairy Tale Tenebria. I don't imagine he would lock that in this early.
I vow to love you.
And now AB does decide to go with the Dragon Bride Senya first pick with the Blue Teiyu on second pick. I can't say I was imagining that he would pick Blue Teiyu this early on in the draft, but he has locked it in.
No one can escape.
And now Higa goes ahead and locks in the Bloodblade
Brace
Corinne
yourself.
with the Infinite Horizon Achilles on 3.
You have no value to me.
And now AB picks up the Blue Lua on 3. Definitely a very strong pick for sure, with a lot of these openers being banned out. And obviously Laya, as you can see on the left here, is also banned. Now AB taking his time, trying to see what is going to be the best option here for
I
him.
desire your
And he
flesh.
goes with Archdemon Shadow. That seal is going to be really problematic if he gets a seal onto that BBK, completely dismantling that EE, where he gets that second immortality, she will just get shot down.
Huh? Is it my turn?
And now Higa, wasting no time, picks up the green Celine here.
I'll show you who's in
And the
charge.
Fire Lilius. One of the premier counters before Laya came out into the Lua was Fire Lilius on Ancient Dragon Legacy, which, if you don't know, it is the Mort artifact, and if the unit does a non-attack skill on Lua S3, Lilius's passive with the artifact will reduce that cooldown reset from Lua. So a very, very good pickup, recognizing that the Laya is pre-banned.
Hey, get a load of these guys.
And now AB does finalize his draft by picking up Janua on last pick, recognizing that, you know what, Lilius is going to have to press S3 in order to cleanse off. And he does get the Janua banned out, and the BBK also gets banned out by Alpha Bravo. Into Game 6 we go. AB is one game away from winning the OnlyFlans tournament. And we do see the Sea Phantom Poultice take the first turn. She is going to rip the S3. And now Teiyu is going to activate.
I'm ready.
And we can see that the Spirit Purification procs out. He does get the Rage. S3 is going to go.
Take care of this myself.
And we see the resets. Obviously, it will ignore ER if the Rage is on Teiyu. And now Infinite Horizon Hades. There's a really tall task for him to complete. He will need to land a stun with an S1. And he doesn't get it. Counter from the Ameru. Not able to land the seal as she is on Bastion of Hope. Now Celine has a huge turn as well here. Who is he going to want to go for with the Celine S1?
I gave you a chance.
She didn't get reset because she had the immunity.
It's too late
S3
to
comes
say
onto the
sorry.
Ameru.
It takes a lot of courage to challenge me. This
25k HP Lilius goes onto the Ameru. Counterattack. No seal landing onto the Lilius.
I'll be the one deciding how this story ends.
That dual attack dragging Celine is huge because that allowed her to go back into stealth. That is a massive, massive dual attack from the Fire Lilius.
I want you out of my
And now the
sight.
Lua is going to go ahead and press the S2, landing the sleep onto
It
the
looks like
Lilius with the
somebody
Guiding Light
forgot
proccing
their
immediately,
place.
providing her with the stealth. Now he
Since
does
there's
decide
no
to go for the
getting
Soul
away
Burn
from
S3.
Make peace and accept your fate.
And now Celine does proc Secret Art Storm Sword. S2 is going to go onto the Lua. Not quite killing. It's 20k HP. It's so tanky. Ancient Dragon Legacy does proc there, resetting the cooldowns of the team. And now Amer does not have any souls. It's a 20k HP Archdemon Shadow. It is very tanky, especially with her passive having the crit damage reduction. S1 Seal does go onto the Teiyu. Oh, the Teiyu! The Teiyu kills out the Sea Phantom Poultice! I did not expect it to kill. And now Infinite Horizon Hades is going to have her skills up with the S2 and the S3. Goes for the Soul Bird, S1 stun, and it tags the Teiyu.
Is within our grasp.
And now Celine is going to be able to go back into stealth. S1 finally finishing off the Archdemon Shadow. Now Dragon Bright Senya finally getting a turn with that speed down. S3 coming out, pushing that Teiyu forward, 40% combat readiness. Going on to the Fire Lilius here. Teiyu is going to cut the turn. He will get an extra swipe. Soulbird to increase the damage. Kills it off. This is also going to finish off the Infinite Horizon Hades. And that is going to be GG. Higa is going to fall. And AB being our winner, taking the series of the Grand Finals in a 4-2 victory. Even with the blunder of the blue shoe. But he is just too strong. That is a huge congratulations to AB taking the #1 place in the OnlyFlans tournament. And congratulations to Higa as well for the runner-up.